Hey guys, thanks for making the trip down. Appreciate you being here. Obviously great to get a win. I thought one of the more efficient days that our offense maybe has had since I've been the head coach. I thought we executed pretty flawlessly. Basically do 7 out of 11 on 3rd and 4th down. I think was pretty important to be able to sustain drives. A lot of big plays made by that group. Obviously Drake Dunsmore having just a huge game today was the difference maker. 4 touchdowns, team record. Obviously breaking the all-time leading tight end receiving mark today was pretty spectacular, and I thought that Jacob and all the backs ran pretty well. It was nice to see 3 running backs at the top of our rushing chart. So great play by the offense. Defensively, for a lot of the game, I thought we had some things pretty well adjusted, but when we make a call and we don't execute, that's when we get in a little bit of trouble. And so we got a lot to clean up there. But it feels great to win, and now obviously we've got November that we've got to be pretty much flawless. So we've got to find a way to keep getting better. Put some questions, please.
How relieved is the team, breaking the 5-game losing streak, winning down here, and especially with what Drake has done?
Yeah, Tina, I don't think we focus on the negative. So I think more importantly, we focus how close we've been, and the things that we need to do and things that winners do to win. And outside of the punt return that we put on the ground, not to turn the ball over. I mean, the offense did flawlessly there today. We had our hand on another ball, we could have another interception. So, again, if we continue to win a turnover ratio, we can't give up those kind of yards rushing. We're going to see a dynamic runner in Taylor next week. So we've got a lot of work to do if we're going to give ourselves a chance to compete. But I think the team's excited. I think they understand that everything's in our control. But still, at the end of the day, it's a huge mountain we need to climb. We just need to take it one step at a time.
Do you see anything today that makes you think your defense is going to be okay against a great runner like Dylan Martinez?
Yeah, if we fit it right. There were times when we did it right and the ball went for 1 or 2 yards, and then when we don't, when the one guy breaks down and now we got 2 guys in the same gap and things of that nature. I mean, Trey's going to be a great player now. I mean, that's he's dynamic. And I've got a ton of respect for Kevin Wilson and his staff. Wilson and I worked with each other. He's one of the offensive minds in the country. He's one of the best. He's been that way for over a decade. So to see that happen to us is disappointing from a yardage standpoint, but I'm never going to be the prom king, I guess. We're not about sex. We've got to find a way to win. So we found a way to get it done. That's all that matters.
Think you get Tyler Scott back next week?
I can't answer that. I hope so.
Pat, with the way that both teams played defensively, does this kind of remind you of an arena football game?
No, from a standpoint that there were no walls and nets, but I'm a little surprised that both defenses gave up the amount of yards. Typically when you get to pretty dynamic offenses, I think like ourselves in Indiana, typically the defense steps up a little bit. We had plenty of opportunities to do that, so we'll take a critical eye at it. Again, we'll look at it. Was it schematic? Was it things that we put mentally too hard on the guys? Was it personnel not getting the job done, not executing what they were supposed to do and when they were supposed to do it? It's not like changing personnel is going to be a big deal because we're the #1 defense in the Big Ten. So we'll take a look at it and we'll evaluate it. And if it's personnel, we'll change. If it's scheme, we'll change. But we can't be giving up these kind of yards and that kind of points and expect to win a lot of football games. It just doesn't work that way.
Missed tackles have kind of plagued this team a little bit so far this season. What can you guys do to kind of make sure you get those runners down on first contact?
I mean, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It looks like we have guys there and they leave their feet. We practice tackling every day for 18 minutes of just focused tackling. And not to see the guys do that, again, it's the old coaches, and it's on every coach's wall. You're either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen. So if we're allowing it to happen, then that's on us as coaches. If we're coaching bad technique, we got to change it. If the guys aren't executing the technique we're coaching, we got to change it. So it's not real complicated.
Fitz, I noticed the scene there. It started the 4th quarter. You rallied up the team, and then in the middle of the huddle, and then you left King Coulter in there. Was that you letting him in there to talk to the team, or was that him stepping up? And what does that say about your team having the sophomore in there?
It happened a week ago first, Chris, when Danny got a little dinged up, and a bunch of seniors went up to Kane and said, "Hey, we'll follow your lead. Let's go." And I thought he really stepped up then. And I don't know if I can sing a guy's praises any higher than I have for Kane, but he's very deserving of it. And you just kind of see that maturation of a special athlete happening right in front of our eyes. So, at this point in the year, it's a lot less about what I say and a lot more of the ownership of the locker room and what the guys say and how we act. I start to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher about this time of the year. You know? And so it's on them. They know that. And I like the way some guys are stepping up right now.
You did make a point to Kanopka, though, at the end of the first half. Talk about that.
A teachable and coachable moment. We got ourselves maybe in another scoring position with a couple timeouts. And the thing I love about Jack is he plays snap through the whistle. And he thought that he had contact with the guy and gave him a little violent shove while they were in bounds. And the officials saw it differently, which obviously I respect. And it was an opportunity right then and there to give a teachable and coachable moment to him. And he's going to be a great player now, Teddy. I mean, that kind of attitude and that kind of physicality that's that it factor you're looking for with a guy up front. Jack's got it. And I'd like him to have it with a little bit more poise and a little bit more understanding of the situation. And what is it? Kenny Rogers, no one to hold him, no one to fold him, right? It's one of those you got to walk away. Just walk away. You got him blocked. The ball, I think we even hotted it because it was a shank kick, so we got to be a little smarter.
And you brought the official in for an explanation?
I wanted him to explain to him what he did wrong because initially Jack said I pushed him in bounds, and I just said to the side official, can you explain to him what you saw? Again, I'm Charlie Brown's teacher this time of the year, so every once in a while you got to get a different microphone for the guys to hear.